The difference between daytime vision, or also known as highlight vision, and low light vision is obvious. The change in sensation is so great that it's proved to be useful and necessary to have two definitions for light. Photopic from the Greek word for light, and scotopic for the Greek word for darkness. This is, in a nutshell, why it's so difficult, and even now, over 200 years later, we have not been able to rationally define this. At least not with words, but with some visuals we can articulate this much better. This photograph, forgive me folks, this is a photograph that I actually took myself. I was in, I believe this was in Texas, and this is a parking garage. On the left side you have natural sunlight beaming in. On the right side you have high pressure sodiums, and what the effect that you have is a cement wall that we're looking at. You can see, even out as far as 15 or 20 feet, the texture and the detail in the concrete in what is more or less the bluish color, and in the yellow color, the artificial light, the low acuity light with low CRI at Kelvin temperature, the details are washed away. The following photos articulate the point much better. The upper left corner, this is a before and after photograph of an actual retrofit that went from high lumen photopic to high lumen scotopic at a lower wattage. And I guess the best way to point out the difference here is the two cars closest to you. On the left you can see clearly one is a very dark, probably black or a dark blue, and the other is a blue. The picture on the right, they practically look to be the same color. The second photograph I think speaks for itself. On the left it looks much more natural, more like daylight, and on the bottom what we can see is a huge difference of a before and after. One literally looks like daytime, and the other looks like a shaky, bad film. Let's get down to the numbers, the photopic-scotopic ratio numbers, and how it affects the bottom line of you and your customer's business. I'll use our very popular 150 watt 5000K Himax, which is rated at 9200 lumens. Because of its very high color rendering index, CRI of about 84, and it's a very cool color at a 5000K. The SP ratio is a 1.96. 9200 photopic lumens times an SP ratio of 1.96 is over 18,000 lumens. A 250 watt high pressure sodium, which by the way I think most of you know, consumes approximately 275 to 280 lumens, 280 watts. The 250 consumes about 275 to 280 watts, whereas the 150 Himax is 150 watt maximum wattage. 2400, almost 2500 photopic lumens times a SP ratio of 0.62 brings the visual or the scotopic lumens down to just over 15,000 lumens. So this is the math behind that, that time that you had said out loud, boy, it sure looks brighter to me, when one was rated at 9200 lumens and the other was rated at 25,000 lumens, and that dimmer, supposedly dimmer one looked brighter. This is the math behind that visual experience that probably most of us have experienced. Lastly here, a little bit of a commercial. I'd like to plug our marketing department. This is a very well written and simple, very well articulated document under the MaxLite training department's subtitle of technical update that comes out from time to time. This technical update is the science of scotopic lumens in a nutshell that will help you to articulate to your customers. Print a few out right off of our website and feel free to leave them behind. We use Himax as an example in this piece, but it applies equally to other lamps that have similar or higher CRI and similar or cooler Kelvin temperatures, such as 850 T8 lamps. Some of the products that MaxLite has been very successful with sales through distribution, thank you all, using scotopics, and these are all designed for scotopic visual effect. our HiMax products, which we've shared with all of you in the past, all have a 5,000 Kelvin option and very high CRI, so it's a 1.96 ratio. These products are known to take out up to 400 watts of metal halide with as little as 150 watts of high scotopic lumen light sources. Of course, the industry has adopted a linear T8 and T5 high bay fixture over traditional metal halides and high pressure sodium. One of the reasons why this has taken off, and I'm sure you all experienced that the cooler Kelvin temperatures or the lamps that our customers are putting in these fixtures, is due to that scotopics. As a matter of fact, all of MaxLite's LED outdoor products, including these dark sky approved wall packs, are using Scotopics as a guide for our Kelvin temperature and our CRI. A brief moment to give kudos to our marketing team, particularly Blake Adams, who works to bring you these webinars, update our website, the YouTube, the Facebook, Twitter, the whole bit, to make getting this information and other information available through the MaxLite marketing department easy for you and your customers. Thank you all for joining. I want to give special credit and thanks to Green Electric Supply, to the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. Not listed here is the LRC, as well as Lakefront Lighting, for their contributions to this webinar today. As always, we appreciate your time. We know that your time is valuable, and we hope and strive to make this time with us very valuable to you so that it impacts in a positive way your business. As usual, we will leave the session open for another 10 minutes to allow you to ask any questions and make any comments. We will repost your questions and comments with answers back to the whole group who has registered today, and then shortly on our website. Do look for this webinar and others at maxlite.com and at youtube.com. Thanks again.